Jan Wayne Swayze presents the FREE99 podcast. Be sure to follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, iRadio, Spotify, Twitch, Instagram. Search FREE99 podcast. Shout out to all the sponsors. Shout out to all the listeners. Jan in the building.
What up?
Hey, Rommel in the building.
Ho, shut the fuck up. I got way too much on my mental. I learned through what I've been through. I'm finna do what I didn't do and still waking up like the rents do.
For the kids.
For the kids.
I am the good homie Gus Customer Service. This is episode 179 of the FREE99 podcast. Toast, coconut water. This is a prickly pear. Thank you, Rommel. Guava. And that's a...
This is a bloody motherfucking Mary.
Oh, those are gross.
Keeping it extra spicy.
Thank you.
We drinking today. You know what? It's good, man. There's more room back here on the table.
Yeah. This is Rommel's, I think, 49th episode. Right?
Yeah.
49th episode.
So what?
And this is Jan's 30th.
Hey.
Or 31st episode.
Oh, man.
That's fucking crazy.
Were you doing some math before the show, Gus?
This is something I've been wanting to highlight for a long time. Yeah. Because you jumped on episode 126 as just like a, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
My name's Rommel, and that was the first like intro, and then it was like you were out for a couple, and I think you jumped back on.
Yeah.
129. Jan did the Mono's last episode, which was also we had those sandwiches.
Shout out to Mono.
And that's when Jan jumped in, and I think that was the episode right before we brought it to the new location.
Wow. Fuck.
Right.
Dang.
That's
49.
49. And if that's weekly, that's like almost a year.
Like and subscribe.
Like and motherfucking subscribe.
And
Gus has been there since episode 1.
Since it's black and white.
Exactly.
And the growth that these two have brought to the podcast is nothing short of their work of amazing. The work ethic, the love they put in, the dealing with me that they put in. It's
say that one more time.
Dealing with me. I understand them a lot, physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm all over the place, and for these two to step in and give their time and know their energy towards this is amazing, and I'm so thankful for both of y'all.
Thank you, man. I mean, a lot of the crowd, people who watch don't know that, you and I almost got into a fight in front of the C-Pot. The C-Pot.
Before it was C-Pot. We weren't gonna fight.
Nah, we weren't gonna fight. It's just, brothers love and brothers hug and brothers fight. Family always fights, but they always stay family. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me here, bro. I appreciate that. And Jan, thank you for
Janning.
Yeah, thank you, Gus.
Janning Tatum.
Thank you, Rommel.
Yeah, man, it's been a fucking journey, huh?
Yeah.
It's kind of I don't know. This is kind of like one of those episodes on like sitcoms where they like, look back at the past, but
like Saved by the Bell, and everyone like took a cut day, and
exactly.
They're hanging out in Zach's office or Zach's room, and they're just showing old episodes of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, dude. If you wake up mid nap, you're thinking it's like a rerun, but it's like one of those episodes where they show just old shit and look back. Yeah,
dope.
I mean, there's been a lot of growth, man.
Yeah, a lot of growth.
A lot of growth.
A lot of girth.
Very
also.
erect.
A lot of girth.
Yeah. A lot of girth. Shout out to Abby. Yeah.
Shout out to who?
Shout out to Abby.
Shout out to Abby.
Shout out to Abby. Shit.
Shout out to all the guests that you two gentlemen have got on, and us collectively, because it's been a boom. Like, I felt like I haven't really talked to you guys in a couple of months.
Yeah, that's hella true. Shout out to all y'all who we've been talking to and researching and shit, dog. Yeah. I know a lot about you guys I don't want to know.
More than we should know.
More than I should know, which means y'all got to scrub the internet, dog, because there's some crazy shit out there.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've been on a hamster wheel of like guests, editing, making like edits and all that stuff, uploading.
Yeah. I mean, it's good though. I mean, like, the thing that I love is I love the feedback that we're getting. You know, we're getting amazing feedback. People, you know, diving into these stories, finding out more about people and their journeys.
Yeah.
The best thing though is you know that all of these successful people that we had interviewed, a majority of them were Filipino, and that
Asian descent.
Yeah, Asian descent.
Yeah, we'll get that.
And you know, I think that gives our younger viewers a bit of hope, like a black Little Mermaid. You know,
Like you could kind of tell what area we're in, so you know.
Yeah.
The demo, we know our demo. We know our demo.
We definitely know our demo.
Shout out Scotty Fox.
Yeah, shout out Scotty Fox. Scotty Fox
man.
had his story was fucking dope too, man.
He could have went another hour easily. Like there's so many guests that could have went a little longer.
Yeah.
No pause, but hey man, I appreciate the time and energy, and she was dope.
You know what's funny too is that Miles Medina, another DJ, could have went a lot longer. And is it just because like these DJs don't have a chance to talk because they're always just playing music and something?
Right.
You know, so they're just like, let me talk, you know?
Give me a minute.
Give me a minute.
Just give me a minute.
Let me step on my soapbox. But I think as amazing as the guests have been, Jesus, the guests that are going to be on, the future guests, oh my God.
Yeah. Y'all cooking right now.
No, we are cooking.
Cooking right now.
Yeah, we are cooking for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, it was so much that we hadn't even talked about with our own personal lives, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, we can...
Officially, we could say that you are engaged.
I am engaged.
And you got engaged in...
Japan. I got engaged in
That's
Japan.
so dope. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, I get to give a quick run through. So,
please.
You know, so Therese and I, we...
Shout out to Therese.
Shout out to you, Therese. You.
That was wrong pause.
Yeah. So, we decided, you know, my mom, who has cancer, she...
Shout out Mama Glow.
Yeah, shout out to Mama. She's fighting, dude.
She a thug.
She's kind of thuggish, dude.
And she matches at the same time.
You know, she sleeps with a do-rag on. I'm just kidding. But if she did, that would be so sick, dude. And she, yeah. Anyway, so you know, she has cancer.
Shower cap.
Shower cap. Yeah,
shower caps.
And she, one of her only things that she wanted to do before she passes away is go to Japan.
See ABBA. Oh no.
Oh, wow, bro. That's a callback of a callback.
So I've been here a couple episodes.
We've been here.
You've been here a couple episodes.
So Teresa and I were like, fuck it, let's do it. We got the okay from her nephrologist, and right then and there.
Shout out to you, nephrologist.
Yeah, nephrologist. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Right then and there, we like looked to book, and it was fucking expensive because it was like such a short turnaround, but we made it happen. Shout out to you, Teresa's credit. And then so.
Shout out to Therese.
Shout out to Therese. Yeah, yo, she is. She's like a DJ with the finances.
Your bestie in the Tessie.
Yeah, my bestie in the Tessie. So when we were going there, I wasn't even planning on doing it, but I actually had the engagement ring since like 2020.
And does she know this?
She does now.
Hello. Hey, that means he's been in love.
I've been in love, but then I fell out, and I was like, I don't know if this is ready.
No, he was just waiting.
I was waiting.
Perfect time
to exhale. Yeah. So
thank you.
Yeah, so that's
Whitney.
That's a whole ass of the story, but I got it from like this jeweler that she loves, and I just been holding on to it, and you know, Japan comes, and I'm like, fuck, I think I'm just gonna propose to her, and I told my mom, and my mom.
Where was the ring during transport? Where'd you keep the ring?
I kept it in a Supreme North Face jacket that has zip up pockets, and I folded that shit and I put it in my backpack.
Oh, but that's your hand carry?
Yeah, that was my hand carry.
So you didn't have to take it out at all?
Not at all. Huh? I know a few things.
Huh?
And then, so here's the funny part about it is that I had booked like a photographer for like the Friday. I think we got
in English or in Japanese?
English. She's like this Russian chick. Her shit is fucking dope. I don't know. I can't shout you out, but she was from
Russia?
Is it Airbnb or something? Like one of those things. Yeah. Yeah, she's Russian, but she like works out in Japan. Yeah.
Is that it? Must be easy commute.
Yeah.
Like jumping on Bart.
No. She lives in Japan. She's been there for like 6 years and shit. But she's like cool with the tourists.
Like Mother Russia.
Yeah, like Mother Russia. But she's like, get out of the way, all that shit.
Did she have an accent?
Yeah, she has a thick accent.
It was a sexy.
3 C's. Hell no.
That and Filipino accents are not sexy.
I need you
Sorry.
I need you to put your arm around her.
Was it
like, relax.
Was it like Ivan Drago or something?
It was like Ivan Drago and Boris from fucking Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Ooh, that was an old cop. You mean Natasha? Natasha is the girl version of that.
Yeah, exactly. It was actually like Ivan Drago's wife.
Ivan Drago. Oh, Bridget Nielsen?
Yeah, Bridget Nielsen.
Shout out to Bridget Nielsen. Hey, you were fine in the 80s. You were fine. Yeah, shout out to
a lot of stuff was fine. Hey, doing crack was fine in the 80s. That didn't work out.
If it wasn't for Bridget Nielsen and Flav, there would not be The Flavor of Love Girls, which was a great series.
That was a great series.
New York had a great show. It was a good show.
Yeah. What's her name? What's her name? Ended up with Shaq.
Oh, Hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get this. Okay. Let me finish.
Sorry. Tangents.
So
we have topics too.
Yeah, we do have topics. So Friday, I hired a photographer. She was gonna get it. It's gonna be beautiful.
Did you know you're like, look for the only one white girl? Is that why you hired a Russian girl in Japan?
So check this out.
You knew who it was.
So check this out. So I told her, and I was like, I'm gonna propose to her, and we need to set this up. She's like, I got you, right? And I was like, all right, cool. But the forecast kept changing for that Friday.
Oh shit!
So it would be like rainy, like 100%, and then it was like maybe 40%, and then. I remember I think it was like the first Tuesday, like when we actually had our first full day in Japan. Mm-hmm. And Teresa was like, let's go look at some cherry blossoms. And I was like, what the fuck? Like the weather's perfect outside. What if I miss this opportunity?
Yeah.
So I looked at my mom and my auntie. I'm like, I'm going to carry the ring around with me just in case. Right. So I had it tucked away in my pants.
And your pants are pretty tight, so you can see any.
You can see it. Yeah, you can see it bulge.
The bulge.
Like my nut isn't coming. My nutsack isn't coming from my right
side
part of my
pocket.
leg. Yeah, exactly.
It's on his hip.
Teresa could be easy to say like, oh, what's that? And whatever.
It's my shit bag.
Exactly. So we go to the first park, right? And it's fucking gorgeous. But there's like everyone kind of pulling at trees, and I'm like over here just kind of like scoping the scene, trying to look for a perfect spot. And we go down to this one tree. We go down there. And I'm like, yeah, auntie, I think this is it. And she's like trying to set everything up, right? And then so we're trying to get set up for the photos. And then out of nowhere to the right, I hear somebody say, Rommel? And I'm like, what? And it was one of my good friends, Daryl. It's his brother, Daniel, who's actually cousins with Marvin's wife, Crystal. Shout out to all of the fucking family tree. And like, what are the chances of fucking seeing him and his partner in Japan?
It was like,
yeah, exactly.
Rommel?
That's when I was like, you know what? This is too serendipitous to pass up. So I said, I hugged him. I whispered in his ear. I think too centrally too. Now that I think about it, I was like, I'm gonna propose to her. I need you to hold my phone. And so he's like without a fucking like missing a step, he's like, got you. And he fucking took my phone and I was like, take a picture of us. And then if those who follow me on IG, if you look on the video, everyone fucking points this out too. Where they're like, oh, let's take a picture. And then my mom's like trying to head up, or like walk towards us. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, not you, mom.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, which is fucked up, right? Because she was the reason that we went there. And then that's when.
Dang, mom.
I know, dang, mom. Why'd you born that? So then I got down on my knees and I had like this whole fucking spiel to say, like, me, I fucking talk a lot. But then I got really choked up and I was about to cry. And I just asked if she would marry me. And then she did.
Were you wearing New Balance that day?
I was wearing the Salehi Ben Brie, my
pink ones?
Yeah. Creased up because love don't cost a thing. Yeah. So yeah.
Congratulations. That's lovely.
Yeah, I'm fucking engaged.
We knew that was happening though, right, Jan? Like he kind of sold us. He said, you said you were gonna propose to her though.
Yeah. I told you guys know everything. Like you guys are basically my best friends. I tell you, like, yeah, I know.
You're my best friend.
My best. But yeah, so that's what happened with me. The Japan trip was dope. I was supposed to meet up with Miles and Medina out there, but shout out to jet lag. You fucked us. What about you, Gus? Anything happened with you?
Just family shit.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of Disneyland. We're actually leaving for Disneyland in a couple days.
Let's talk about that because you are a proud owner of Disney passes.
An annual pass.
Annual passes.
Gosh,
bro,
dude.
how much of do they just take it away from your direct deposit from work, or how does that work?
Oh, it's on a card. It's a monthly payment.
God damn, bro.
But
that's a whole ass other mortgage, bro.
yeah, my son doesn't ask for much, right?
Yeah.
My son doesn't ask for much. He's very simple.
He knows what he likes.
Yeah, he knows what he likes. And we went there with a 2-day pass, right?
Yeah.
First we went there with a 2-day pass, and then we went there with and then we had such a good time the first time, because we went there when he was for his 7th birthday, and it was kind of like a shit show. You know what I mean? We went with my parents and Mikey's parents, so we had double the grandparents, but it was kind of a shit show. And then
I can imagine that's a lot of people, dude.
And we have one kid, so that means he has 6 incomes. You know what I mean? Like financially, we were safe. You know what I mean? But it was just a lot of emotions. It was the first time being out after lockdown, right? Like, really didn't see anyone. Like Mikey physically changed, and some of his mannerisms changed during COVID. It's like it like that. Keeping kids at home is not a good thing to do, and making them learn through like, I don't know,
online or anything.
Yeah, whatever. All that was weird. So, but being in front of people was weird. But the second time we went around, it was just me and Michelle, and we kind of prepared. And we only have one, so you have to know your child, right? You have to know your child. You have to know the cues. And I felt that we were more prepared as parents to escort them through it. So first day was like cake, and I was like, "Wow, he's doing such a good job," whatever. And then second day it was a little rough, but overall the day was a good day. And then we went twice, and I was like, "Fuck it." I go, "What does a pass look like?"
Yeah. Oh, really?
Like, I was like, "What does a pass look like?"
Wait, so you decided to get the passes when you were there?
Yeah, because they credit you what you spent on your 3-day park hopper or 4-day park hopper. So that, and then
I did not know that.
You can't do that through the app because it won't credit you. It's gonna charge you a whole new fee.
Yeah.
So it's kind of annoying, but you have to go back to the OG like windows and be like, "Hi, I have a 3-day park hopper. I want to extend it out and just do an annual pass." And
do they have a fast pass for that window?
They don't. I know, right? And we ended up getting an annual pass. And if you go enough, it pays for it. Yes, it's expensive, right? Yes, it's expensive, but my kid don't ask for much. He's very simple. He's he's very sweet. And then I want to be sure that I'm building memories with him, like, and whatever, right?
I mean, that is what you're doing. Like, you're and it's dope enough that he already loves Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he loves everything Disney. I'm not gonna say it's your fault or Misha's fault.
It's Misha's fault.
Okay, let's say it's Misha's fault and not your fault at all. Yeah. But I mean, like, that's dope, man. Like, that's a place to fucking make memories.
Yeah, and it's watching him go on the big boy rides.
Yeah,
it's watching him being aware of what's happening, and it's watching him grow. And me and Michelle went more prepared, and it was a really good trip. Like, overall, there was a couple of hiccups, but you bring a kid to fucking Disneyland, you're not gonna have hiccups.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
For
like
reals.
Kids are gonna ask for shit. Kids are gonna have a hard time.
Kids will be kids.
Kids will be kids. And
kids be kids in.
And I just have to constantly remind myself, because Mikey's a special kid, and it's also reminding myself that he's also just a kid. I almost feel like I'm harder on him because I don't know if he's digesting, but he is, and he just because he's not looking at me doesn't mean he doesn't understand.
I think, and this is what I personally think. When you say that you're hard on him, you talked to me about that trip, and you told me about something that had happened. Mm-hmm. And I know that if that were me, or if that were anybody else, the instant reaction would have been would have been anger, would have been like physical force, but it doesn't match up with you saying that you were hard on him, you know?
Well, I tell him to do a lot of things. Like, he spends the most time with me, so
Yeah.
getting him in routine is a big part of him building doing routine, and keeping kids in routine is very it's good for them, right?
Yeah, it's advantageous.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds like a right word to use.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like
adventurous,
it gives them, it's an advantage for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That advantageous?
Advantageous, yeah.
That's amazing. But yeah, it's just keeping him routine, you know, and like he's getting it, and it's just small things he does that kind of like throws me back. So one thing I always tell anyone is take the small wins, especially with your kids.
Yeah. And I think that you are amazing at that. And just as much as you say that you are hard, or there's a lot to deal with you, I don't think about it that way anymore. I think that it's more so that you have to kind of take a look at the bigger picture, right? It's all about perspective. So you're not hard to deal with.
A lot of my patience goes towards my son, so
Rightfully so.
and I spoke to a doctor about this because I recognize this like maybe like 2 years ago when like anxiety,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, overthinking shit,
Yeah.
and a doctor was like, you know, you just have to take the small wins, and this is niche too. He's like, we just gotta take the small wins. And then I told the doctor, I was like, I'm finding myself being really short with people that I shouldn't. And it's always people that I'm closest to. It's never someone that's outside of quote unquote my circle.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's no mask.
Yeah.
And I'm able to be me. But I have to explain myself a lot.
And I think, I think you said it best. I forgot which episode it was. I think it was with Abby, where you said, as an only child, you kind of expect people to kind of already know how you're feeling, which kind of makes sense in how you act that way, or you're short with people that you love the most.
Wally, was it who's the only child? Was it Wally? No,
Abby.
Yes. Was it Abby?
Abby, yeah. And you know what, Gus? I mean, thank you, man. Thank you for talking about this. And I know, brother, that this was something.
I know, brother.
I know, brother.
Where's the Hulk Hogan button? I know, brother.
I know that this is something that we've been talking about for you to share, and I'm honored that you're doing this now because we didn't plan this.
No. We have topics and shit to talk about.
No, but this is organic, and I think that this is great, man. Thank you.
We haven't had like a true sit down of us talking. Like, we always talk to other people, but one thing that I've always the podcast to me has never been about never been about cloud chasing. Right.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that here. We don't like.
But we'll take some.
Yeah.
But we don't do that here.
Yeah. I'm not chasing. We're not cloud chasing. I'm like, I truly, because I don't write anything down, and I try to be authentic as possible, and that has always been my objective with this. Because a lot of people know me, but a lot of people don't know me. If that makes sense.
This is probably your most authentic past 10 minutes right now, man.
Yeah, sir.
Up until right then.
Yeah. That's authentic. That's also authentically me, though, right?
That is authentic. Oh, this motherfucker's the one to joke around and shit. All right.
Yeah. It's finding the finding that peace throughout the day, finding that little wins, and being, when my son had a hard time, my biggest thing was to make sure he's safe.
Yeah.
And that's something that Michelle always instilled, as long as Mikey's safe, you know what I mean. And it was, you know.
And I'm not sure if you want to paint that picture for everybody. That's fine. That's fine.
It's not for. Yeah. It's
that's for the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OnlyFans. Shout out to Chef Reina. Didn't get that joke though, but it's fine. It's 2023. It's fine.
Let's segue into that. Like speaking, like have you? And I'm looking at Jan because I know you fucking went. Have you been? I've been wanting to go.
Oh yeah.
How was it? Can you talk about your experience? I heard
or not. It's fine.
Is it true? Is
Shout
it true or
Chef
false? Okay. Did she support you? Did she hand
support you?
No, did she hand? I don't know if
Subo, right?
Subo. Yeah. Did she subo you?
There's no T at the end of that.
You have to. Can you give people just an idea of
for those who don't speak? Is like, did she feed you with her hands?
Like what happened?
Someone ever feed you like that with their hand?
I think the priest with the fucking communion.
Oh hey,
yeah,
hallelujah.
First of all, thank you to Chef Reina for coming on the show.
Yeah, yes, the Chef Reina.
Chef Reina.
That was Jan's idea.
I missed eating leche flan, right? And like not being able to eat that, it kind of like killed me because that was my favorite thing as a kid. Like,
is that for your pseudo lactose intolerance?
Yeah, like all the family parties, I would just I
just stare at it,
staring at the leche flan.
I can imagine you slapping it like in the ass.
You can't just eat the sabao of it, like the kid. You know, you just tilt the caramel and be like, "I'm just eat the sabao."
In the kitchen by yourself. What are you doing, Jen?
Right,
boba straw.
So like when the prayer was going on and like you had your hands, you know, like in a prayer position, and I'd be like eyeing the leche flan.
Please,
right?
today, God, let today be the please. I just want to try it. Please, God.
So it's been a while, and she said like she made leche flan.
There's no eggs and no milk, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's all vegan,
right?
That's wild as shit.
What's it made out of though? Is that truly healthier though?
No. So that's the thing. Vegan. Okay, so real quick, sorry.
Side note:
vegan food, you can still get fat off of vegan food, right? It's not healthier. It's just lacking that product.
They say like all the vegetables, like the farmers do a lot of. They do a lot of things to protect the vegetables and fruits. So a couple of rabbits or a couple of gophers may get killed in the process. You know what I mean? It's
now you go deep.
Yeah, it's you go on IG and you fall down the rabbit holes. Everyone's heard that one.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that much about vegan either. I think my knowledge is limited to Todd from Vegan Academy in Scott Pilgrim, and I know that it gives you.
I've never seen that movie.
No, it does not give you
vegan
fucking
powers.
Superpowers. What it does is it makes your shits look weird. Okay, go. Sorry.
So then I was
weird shits.
I was eyeing the her Instagram, and she put out ube one that day.
Yeah. I think we all caught that.
Yeah, right.
Caught wind of that.
And I was like,
we all didn't get hard though.
I like if
or suboed. We didn't get suboed.
I was like, if I'm gonna go, it's gonna be for the ube one, right? Not for the regular one, because the ube one is probably gonna be like the rare one.
Yeah. Oh, you out there collecting Pokemon and shit. All right.
It's the Salehi of the croc world.
So then I was like, yo, Reina, I think I'm gonna come through.
Is that verbatim that's what you said? Yo, Reina, I'm gonna come through.
No, I didn't say
like,
yo.
Hey, what's up,
I was like, hey,
WYA.
Yeah. I think I was like, yeah, I was like on my way or something like that.
Oh,
right?
like that?
Yeah.
Or like, what's up, big head? Just in case Chef Reina doesn't get that, that's a joke. That's a way to call out sexual. Anyways, go ahead.
So you're saying?
I'm sorry. So go ahead.
So what you're saying is?
So then I drove out to Brisbane and I found parking, and I was expecting
right in the front.
Yeah, well, across the street, right? So I walked.
Full frontal.
You said find parking like that was impossible to do in Brisbane.
Right, that's right. there isn't that many like.
Sorry,
spaces. I understand. Go. Please continue, please.
So then I wasn't expecting her to be there. So I walked up and I was ready to order like leche flan and then bounce, and then that's it. Eat it at home kind of situation.
No, eat in the car. But go ahead.
And then I was like, oh, Reina's right there.
Like right there, like at the fucking window.
She was at the window and
Taking orders?
I think she was like eating lunch. Like she just made lunch for herself.
Wind blowing through her hair
Flan.
with a vegan glow.
Yeah, I think she was.
And she
like,
looks great for her age.
Yeah, which
She
is
looks
35.
She
which
looks
is crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
She looks
Yeah.
amazing for her age, dude.
Yeah, she was kind of looking dreamy, and
Yeah,
I was
not
like-
creamy because no dairy is allowed in this story.
I was like, Raina.
Beanie.
I was like, Raina, is that really like Chef Raina right there? Because I was expecting Irwin or something like that,
Our shyster.
like the dude.
Get that reference.
Oh, that's like, yeah, of course you can get the reference.
Get
No,
the
that's
reference.
her close homie, Irwin, right?
And then and then she opens the barn door for me, and she was like,
Hey, yo.
"Come in."
Hey yo! Hey yo!
Okay.
Hey yo!
Okay, there was literally a barn door there. Okay.
Hey, yo, go ahead.
But then there's no cows were harmed in this barn
Right.
dorage.
yeah.
So I give her love. I give her a hug, a big hug, and she told me like, "Hey, you want to eat something? Like I just made this like vegetable thing for myself," and I was like, "Yeah."
Calabasa?
Yeah, what was a vegetable thing? Was it a Filipino dish?
Man, I'm kind of blanking on that.
Like a stir fry.
Wasn't that good, huh?
It was like
Bitter melon.
Yeah,
Ampalaya?
Ampalaya.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
It was kind of like
Bitter
that.
melon? I could.
But it was her own like town's version. It was from like Dumaguete.
Oh,
or
I
something
was like, it was like Brisbane?
no, not Brisbane.
That's where Jokoy's from. Dumaguete.
Is this, go
Really?
on, Jan.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
This looks like...
I'm gonna do
Hey.
that for Gus, and then
Google me though. Fact check that though.
and then she started like calling out stuff to the crew in the kitchen, and she was like, "What do you want, Jan?" And I was like, "Let me try this. Let me try that." And I was like, "Tocino, definitely, right?" Because that tocino looked kind of like
Oh, you didn't even do the Filipino thing where you deny it 3 times and then
I did.
you did? No,
I was like,
no,
let
they
me
like
just
Ticino.
get the leche flan and then bounce. But she was like, no, you're gonna sit down and you're gonna eat some of my ampalaya, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I wanted to try the tocino too. And she just called it out like a boss. She's like, guys, make some tocino, and they like made it right away.
Wow.
Did you have the fake egg too?
No, I didn't. I just had the tocino.
Was it garlic rice?
It was garlic rice, yeah.
I mean, garlic's not... garlic's not...
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's actually
Unless you're in Gilroy.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's fine.
And then she gave me like a couple of other things to try out. The sisig was like, it was like
So
Oh,
that's a
your
real
eye, his
deal.
eyes
Oh my
fluttered.
God,
It
his
was
His
like-
eyes
rolled
fluttered.
back.
Do you see that?
Damn.
No, his eyes rolled back like the fucking Undertaker, dog.
It tasted like pork sisig,
No, it had like its own like appeal to it.
own texture. and
Yeah.
all. Was it crunchy? Was it soft?
It was both.
Oh, crunchy soft. Like, kind of like me,
was
ladies.
good.
Hello.
Yeah, hey.
So yeah,
Crunchy soft.
Crunchy
if you guys
soft.
To
ever
my elbows be dry.
if you guys ever get lucky, just
I don't
or
think
if
we
you
get
ever
that
get
lucky.
yeah, if you catch Chef Raina, like
I'm kind of mad that
What day was
Jan
this?
went without us. It was literally the
No,
week after we recorded.
Jan sent us a picture of it, and we were like, and I think you sent us a picture of it like
In the group text.
3 hours after it happened. So we're gonna be like, we're on our way.
And there was a bite mark missing, so you couldn't ask for any.
So wait, so what about the Ticino? How was the Ticino?
it was good.
It's
It's
mushrooms,
available at Rainbow, by the way. I'm a plugger.
Rainbow Drive.
Grocery?
Yeah, because I need to get
Rainbow
some more.
grocery.
I need to get some more of that. Like keep it in the fridge.
So what was the most memorable dish?
Leche flan.
Yeah, the flan was like
Really?
really amazing. Yeah. Wow.
I
Me,
have- yeah,
me and
I-
my daughter went in on it because we're
Oh,
both
that's
like on the
dope.
lactose side.
That's fucking.
You have to draw a line like, this is your half, this is my half. Don't touch my half.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you, Chef Raina.
Thank you,
for-
Chef Raina.
Yeah,
for
thank
all
you, Chef
that.
Raina. What day did you go? Was that a Thursday or a Friday?
I believe it was a
I think it was a
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Yeah,
No,
it was a
Wednesday. She's not
Wednesday.
there on Wednesdays. It's closed on Wednesdays.
Oh, maybe it was a Thursday then.
Thursday.
I thought it was a Wednesday.
All right, Thursday it is, and I'll fucking go tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's just show up, dude.
Hi. She's
Hi.
not here. It's like, bye.
I know everyone's like, you got to pay for everything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she gave me some like some to go boxes too, and I took all that home, and then it was all approved by the family too.
Is that right?
Yep.
Elle got down with it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's a chef.
And she's a chef.
Bacon.
Yep.
Or baker. Is it baker or chef?
Both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, both them.
Professionally, a pastry chef,
Okay, so she's a.
but I'm the chef at home.
Ooh, I'm the captain. I'm the captain now. All right, so let's. We had some topics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's touch on some of these topics.
Okay.
All right, Gus.
Go ahead, Jan.
Yeah, Jan first. Yeah, Jan.
Do you have a topic?
Which one is this one?
I have them right here.
Okay, go ahead, Romel.
Something that made you sad but also happy.
Or it could be happy and sad.
I've been dealing with this thing lately, which is like I don't know what to call it, but maybe it's denial. I've been watching my girls kind of grow up into tweens, going into teens.
And they're close in age, so it's happening like faster.
Yeah, it's like back
there's
to
no
back.
delay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I'm kind of like in this like denial stage where I see them visually as my little girls, like maybe like 5 to 8 years old or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everybody else sees their kids like that, but I see them as little. So then they're growing up into these like young women that kind of like don't want to hang out with you anymore.
Yeah.
Disrespect you, side eye,
Hormones.
Yeah, that's hormones.
side hug.
Oh, side hug.
Side hug, yeah.
You know what? I think that's because they're probably growing boobs and they don't want to.
Oh, let's not talk about.
No, I've had that like with my daughters. Yeah, they're
no,
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then I was kind of ill towards that. And I was like, what is this new thing that I'm kind of like having to deal with now?
Yeah.
They don't really talk to me. Everything is like shoulder shrug. I'm like, hey, you want some food or want some sinigang?
Yeah.
Leche flan?
And it's like,
And it's like, yeah, side eye.
Can you
Shoulder shrug.
Can you say you're the same way? At one point,
I don't know. I don't remember.
Minimal conversation.
I would say so. He only gives me side hugs.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
No, I don't.
I get to like pull up behind him. And like, and so, guess who it is?
Give me
Guess
this.
who it is?
So then I'm kind of like alien towards that. But then I think just recently we were watching like a movie. And I've been thinking about this for like a really long time. Like, why do my kids hate me now, right? And then this part of the movie where the parents were kind of like telling the kid, like, we're your parents and we just want to make sure that we want to take care of you and that you're well taken care of in this world that's kind of like messed up right now. You know, it's like kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
And hectic. And then like a vision popped like into me. It's kind of like these, I get these like you know, like what's that show, like the one that Raven had on.
That's
like,
so Raven, where she can see like future vision.
yeah. So that kind of popped in my head, in my brain, right? And then while I was watching the movie, and then in that vision it showed me the inside of my oldest daughter. And then inside of her,
In her brain, right?
Okay. Yeah.
no, inside of her like soul and like her whole like
Her energy, her
her
spirit.
energy, her being.
Yeah.
There is a whole planet's worth of love inside of her that like lives kind of like beneath the surface,
Yeah.
or like beneath like her like exterior.
Yeah.
And it showed me like, whoa, you know, this is like a vast amount of love inside of her.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
And I was like, why am I like seeing this? And then it kind of told me, your daughter has like a lot of love inside of her, but she's kind of fronting or pretending that she's like a tough exterior.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
She's protecting herself.
Yeah. And I think this goes like it holds true with a lot of people. Like that's how they kind of are. And then we kind of go through life kind of holding on to just like the negative side of it, and kind of like holding it precious
Yeah.
to us, and we kind of forget about the other half of it. It's like the larger half is you're filled with this like enormous like amount of love, and that's coming from like your whole soul and your whole being, and that kind of like was the thing that made me like happy and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to her like directly after like we got out that movie, and I was like, hey, Callie, can I ask you something? Right.
Was it just you two?
Yeah, it was just us two. We were like in line, like getting some food at the mall and stuff. I was like, hey, Callie, I got a vision like in this part of the movie, and she kind of confirmed like that's what she's feeling.
Wow.
And that's what she's going through.
That's fucking amazing.
So I was like, oh,
The chakras were aligned.
yeah,
Y'all too, right? No.
yeah.
No, I feel it.
Yeah.
So I
feel
was
it.
like, okay, I have a better understanding of her now, and that was like the happy and sad thing. Sad because I'm losing my
baby.
my little girls.
Yeah.
But then happy as well because I'm gonna get to know like the person that she's gonna become.
The amazing person she's gonna become.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you have contributed towards.
Right. Yeah.
Sitting
that was
down
me.
and all the shit. That's dope, man.
That's dope, man. That's kind of like my moment. My moment is that my son Ramsey has always been a mama's boy. Always been a mama's boy. Like whenever we pick up Ramsey to go back to our house, he would always cry because it was a hard thing, and he would FaceTime with her and cry and everything, and it's not that I was upset. I'm not upset at the relationship that they had, but I wished that I had a closeness with him as well, and then let's fast forward to like maybe till he's like 5 or 6, and we're bonded through like video games, through like watching TV, through trying to help him out with like computer shit, like we have this dope ass relationship. And one thing that really like melts my heart is like when I hold my kid's hand, walking down the street and just holding their hand.
I hold Mikey's hand in the car, and then thing is he sits in the back, so I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And you cramp up and shit, but you'll still do it, right?
Yeah.
Out of love. And that's amazing, right? There's just that there's that bond that you have when you hold their hand. My son Ramsey does this weird thing. I don't know where he gets it from, but if we're like walking into the mall or walking into a party or something like that, he'll stick both hands directly into his pocket. So just be like, right? And I'm just walking like a fucking cool guy. And I'm like, look at you, bro. Get that shit, bro.
yeah. You try to trip him? You're not that cool no more,
Yeah,
huh?
trip
If
him.
your hands went in your pocket,
I'ma
you
wait
could have
till-
stopped
I'm
yourself.
gonna wait till he turns 11. But like crossing,
Sweep the leg.
crossing streets. He would always like be okay with holding my hand. It wasn't up until recently that we went out a couple times, and I noticed that he stopped holding my hand, or he would let go, or be like kind of hesitant to hold my hand. And it was because he would rather hold on to like let's say like Teresa's hand or like his sister's hand, and that made me really sad, just because that means a lot to me. But that's like selfishly, if I were to like react to it, but the way that I see it is that he's kind of coming into like himself becoming a man. It's like a way of him kind of like proving that like it's okay, Dad, like I got this.
Yeah.
Or let me hold this chick's hand, which is even better. Or a dude's hand. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, whatever.
We don't hate here.
Yeah, like what you like.
Yeah, just be a
Love what you love.
Just be a power bottom.
Just be nice.
Or a top. Yeah. But yeah, so that's.
I have to go. What?
No, it's fine. I'll send you the
Adam Bomb
So that's what made me sad recently, but
made you
man,
happy about it.
It made me happy, man, because it just shows growth, and I think growth is probably one of the hardest things to kind of. It's one of the hardest pills to swallow, especially with your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Gus?
I went to a funeral. The one you called me.
Shout out to Raheem.
Yeah, Rahimi.
Rahimi. Shout out to Rahimi.
Shout out to spell check. Rest in peace, Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Love you, dude. And then
I don't know you, but I love you.
That's my cousin Joey's dad. And
Oh, the cook.
yeah, Villanova. So
Yeah.
I love you. I love you, Joe.
I love you too, Joe. You're tall, right? He's tall, right?
Yeah. Big heart. Like, big heart. That family is a big heart. And then, you know, I came in and things were kind of already rolling, and it was, you know, it was like very, very like
solemn,
heavy moments, right? The very, very heavy moments. But one thing I did notice when it wasn't like a churchy thing and it wasn't like a solemn moment, there was a lot of energy and laughing that was taking place, and that just showed me that his spirit was there.
Yeah.
And he was working the room because, you know, unfortunately, as we get older, funerals happen, and, you know, there's family that you spend a lot of time with when you're a kid that when, you know, 40 years later, you're like, oh shit, that's you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like someone did that to me at the funeral. Like my cousin Kim was like, oh, it's my cousin Gus, and he was like, Gus? Like he said it like he knew who I was, and
Little
I was like,
Gus?
yeah, no, young Gus. I was never little. I was like, yeah. He was like, oh my god, like it was one of those, and it was like, and like I was there for a funeral, but it was like a reunion.
Yeah.
And you know, it's unfortunate what happened, but I'm happy he's in a better place. But the people that collected to celebrate him was in such good spirits, and that's just who my uncle was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Brought everyone together.
Yeah, it was sad. It was sad, especially watching his grandkids talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was, you could really like see someone's fabric by the people who show up at their funeral.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
And it you know, it's very unfortunate, but it was just an amazing energy to be around. And I couldn't stop hugging my cousin Joe. And I love you, Joe. And it was tough, but at the same time, I could feel some people were kind of like they're able to breathe, because funerals always have that thing to where you're just waiting for that part to end, and you know the official like title of it, right? You're always gonna miss that person, but it, like I said, made me happy, made me sad. It was it was sad because I'm gonna miss my uncle, and I'm sorry his family went through it, you know, or still going through it, but I was happy to see like who was in the room, and the energy was amazing. So you know, love y'all, man.
Good shit, man.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. Last words.
Are we rounding?
Yeah, let's round.
Let's round.
Jan, would you got any last words? This is a pretty fucking good episode, and I say that usually after listening to it, but I feel this is your last words. I'm sorry.
Just thank you for having me on the podcast, Gus Rommel. Accepted me for this. What's my position?
Top
shot toss.
Yeah,
what did you say, bottom boy? Was that what was that for?
Power bottom. That's when you call the shots from the bottom.
Oh, what you got?
Go ahead, Jan.
I learned a lot through this podcast. I should say, like, you know, first with like all the food references, and I was like, oh, I know what to get at Grand Palace now. I'm gonna hit up Gus or
let's go to Grand
whatever.
Palace.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go to Grand Palace for lunch.
Yeah,
but then
yeah, let's go.
I ended up learning all this other stuff too about audio and like mixing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
extending your repertoire.
Just want to say thank you.
Jan got an arsenal though.
Yeah, he does.
Go fucking around, find out.
I don't know if these are my last words. I don't know if anybody knows, but Jan has done the artwork for Andre Nicotina's
Dre
albums.
Dog at the time. Dre
Dog. And
right? It was Dre Dog at the time, yeah.
And everyone who, like, you know, all my friends who listen to all that Bay Area shit, they're like, yo, what's up with this sound engineer, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, did you know he did the fucking artwork? And they're like, what? And then they, so you're talented. Thank you for blessing us with your talent.
Yeah. Uber talented.
It's very talented. I think we needed this, and I think that if there's one thing that I learned from this, it's about perspective, right? You can look at something and not understand it and choose not to understand it, and react however you want to react, or you can take the time to figure shit out and care a little bit more than you did before. And then that is when you'll see the bigger picture. Go ahead, guys.
Enjoy the small things, right? Like, I try not to take things for granted. But life moves really fast, and if I could learn anything from our brothers here, it's like to slow down sometimes and just take it easy. But it's
Be a power bottom.
I am not that. I think. Okay.
You're
Yeah.
you're a vocal top.
Yeah.
For sure.
What top?
A vocal top.
Top dog.
Top dog.
Top dog. I don't know what any of these terms are. I'm so washed. I've wanted to rock a mic without a guest in a long time, and I think in order for us to be our true selves, you have to see who we are without the guests sometimes, and just want to be sure we're always authentic and we're on some real shit. So this is the FREE99 podcast, episode 179. And we're recording another one in a couple days. So
that.
Shout out to Rommel. I love y'all, man.
Love y'all.
Peace.